Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Dead Air, coming to you today with a new playthrough here. We're playing StarDrive2 with the Sector Zero DLC. This is found on Steam. I bought this game quite some time ago. I dare say it's probably been well over a year ago. I grabbed it up on sale, and it was greatly reduced price from what the regular price is. But we're going to be trying to play as this is a 4X game. We're going to be playing as some plants here today, I think. All right, the one thing, if you do get this at all, the Sector Zero DLC is obviously it's cheaper than the base game. I strongly suggest getting that at least. As far as your add-on goes, any of the other add-ons are just rather cosmetic, I do believe. But here we go. This, for those that are not familiar with it, you get to see you have these different races here. They each have their own characteristics. Here, your United Federation, of course, being basically your humans and so on. We have these, any of them that are shown in red are considered detrimental, such as slow breeders, and this one, corrupt. Here with the polyp symbiosis, the plants, these are the guys I'm going to play just because if nothing else, they're kind of a bit cute and fun. They're kind of the nice guys of the whole thing, I do believe. Here we go. Here's the ugly ones, the Chuck, the repulsive and poor homeworld, and their subterranean and so on. Here's the karate shogun. You got samurai bears. Oh yeah, that's fun. Here's the Ralia theocracy. Anyway, these are the religious zealots. I believe everyone should die that does not follow their god. The Draylock Council. These are really neat. These are highly deceptive people and so on. They're good traders and they're spies and so on. Opteris Hive. These are mechanical bugs basically. Then they actually, instead of reproducing, they build some more of their own. And here's just the most basic rapid breeder, so that just most aggressive species. We're going to go with the polyp symbiosis, and I'm going to go ahead and do some customization. I'm not going to go through all of them, but here are basically all of those characteristics that you saw. For instance, here, fertile, timid warriors, adept spies, photosynthesis. Now, photosynthesis is here. Notice that's a 6 points. That's a 6-point characteristic. It cuts your food consumption in half. I'm playing with it, even though I don't think it's not a strong characteristic. And that's 6 points. I'm going to go ahead and adjust some other things here, though. I'm going to take off the fertile. I don't think we need the bonus reproduction, and that costs us 3 points. So now, bammo, I've got 3 points to play with down here in the remaining. The timid warriors. I want to get rid of the timid warriors. I don't like reducing my hit points for the ground battle that much. Now we have 1 point remaining. Well, there's not a whole lot we can do with 1 point. The adept spies, I'm just going to take that off. We're just going to be regular on our spies I don't want clumsy spies either. A lot of the things here, it's like it's okay to be neutral, but then if you go to the negative side on anything, which gets you points. That's the thing, is like if we were reckless polluters, bam, that gives us extra points to spend other places. You can engineer your species very, in ways that are, you can really specialize and make yourself highly effective in certain ways, and then use that. All right, but we have 4 points here. Just for approval rating stuff, I like the spiritual here a lot of times. And this resourceful, I'll have to show you on the map if you're not familiar with it, what this is really going to do. But it's going to reduce, resourceful races gain the exploitation bonus normally gained by controlling 4 or more strategic resources when they control only 2. So it cuts it from 4 down to 2 for you to get some bonuses from some resources you control. But here we go. We have 70 planets. Normal is the size of the galaxy, basically. As we go up, if we start getting more planets and so on, get a larger galaxy. I want to keep it down to a normal galaxy, which means I can only go up to 79 at the most, and it's basically impossible to get on set. Oh, I got it there. Whoa. Okay, it's really hard to do that usually. But we got on 70 game length. This is basically, some things operate on the clock on the game, and this slows the clock down and allows for a longer game. The system distribution. Lots of people playing this really love like the clusters. I kind of don't like clusters because it keeps different different planets close together, and then you have large spaces in between the clusters. And this to me is a turtling mode. Spiral, ring, and ring. These are obviously they are exactly what you would expect mainly. But I'd like to go with a random. Just keep the stuff kind of spread out relatively evenly. But let's see. You can go ahead and turn on like aggressive AI. You can do these things like this. One thing I do want to do is I want to turn the difficulty. Let's just turn it to hard. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and begin. I don't want to. Oh, just to cover this, randomized personalities. Each race has their own kind of personalities based on like how aggressive they are and so on. Their personalities to me generally fit their strengths. So when you randomize the personalities, it doesn't really match not only in immersion for the game, but also as far as in what personality would be smart for that race to play. I'd rather not use random personalities. Disable attacks. You have pirates and other little factions and so on that are not your actual enemies. They're neutrals, and they can attack you and so on. I like to go ahead and keep that on. Enable tutorials. I don't want to see that all the time. If you get the game and play it, it's a good way to help you through the game so you know what you're doing. Enable those tutorials. But here we go. It was long. It was a long time ago when we learned how to focus the sun to open the darkness. Focus, focus, focus. If you just tighten up the energy into the tiniest little point, a darkness begins to form, or something like that. There are some polyps who are really into that, into the specifics, but I just like music. But anyway, you could wrap this darkness around you, around a ship, and when you did, you travel faster than sunlight. The machine that focused all the energy and all that light, that was called a StarDrive. But we sort of forgot about it. I mean, some old plants just never forget. Some of the elders, their roots run all the way to the core, I heard. But I think that basically we figured out that we could leave Sporl. But why would we want to do? Why would we want to? It's great here. And it is, and so it's been, well, longer than I've been alive since we ever even had a StarDrive. But now the elders are really rustling their leaves about the StarDrive. They want us to start making StarDrives right away. No explanation, really. Just really serious about getting some StarDrives put together. And it's rare enough for the elders to even speak, much less rustling their leaves. Millions of acres of elder leaves all rustling up makes a real racket. And so we did, and so here you are. 2 StarDrive ships under your command with more on the way if you want them. The elders say to take root on more planets, and so that's what you've got to do. Good luck. Okay, here we go. You see down here the mini-map to the bottom right. We're not in the dead center, but we're also not on the very edge. I like this as a good, just for that, as far as that goes, I like the position. We're not running on a clock or anything. This is more of a turn-based game. We go ahead and give our orders we want to give, and then we'll hit basically end turn and the motion goes through. But here's our home planet of Sporl, medium Terran. We have maximum up to 12 as far as our population goes. That's pretty darn high. Now, here's something that's kind of rare, by the way. We have another Terran planet here. These things are harder to come by than you might think. Not most planets you can't grow food on. But we also have this psychoactive flora, this plant The plants on this planet have psychoactive properties that cannot be avoided. As the pollen is consistently in the atmosphere, plus 10% approval here, minus 10% production. And by the way, my clock is for my recording software is right there and I can't move it, so it's blocking me. But we have, this is our exploration frigate, so it's able to actually see neighboring systems. So basically right now, this is newer, this is a Sector 0 thing. They didn't have before the hexes. It exposed space as you moved and so on, but the hexes are now a thing. Alright, we have a tiny crystalline ultra-rich low G. Now the worker production here is 8. That's really high, but I mean we only have a population of 1. The trilithium, it's only 1 of them. So we would need a second one to gain 33% fuel efficiency, and you gain 3 speed just for each one you have, it looks like. Ultra rich, see this one's pretty good just for the production because it can have up to 6 population, and it being ultra rich, it has a pretty darn high worker production. We'd be good for building ships and so on. Small desert, food per farmer is 1/2 per farmer, so it's very poor. But let's see, what do we get for the lambda seeds? Oh shoot, and I can't see it, it's just in the wrong place. Gain plus what for your empire? Control 2 or more, gain 5 population growth throughout your empire. So what is that bonus, I wonder? That I can't remember, but this thing is exactly in the wrong position for me to be able to read that. That may well be a very good place to get. Now we have a red nebula here. The red nebula are easily detectable on long-range sensors. What is when it limits you to 2 AU per turn, so you move very slowly, and it reduces energy weapons. So there are some that are like ion storms and so on. Like this is an ion storm. This one will actually, unless you have shields, this one will damage your ship as you move through it. So there are some that are nastier than others. But let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and move toward the south here, and let's go ahead and let's get to this little small desert planet with the lambda seeds. Well, this one would be the better one to take first because at least they can grow their own food. But we are going to go ahead and I want to see what's on the other side of this. I want to see what's in this system. No, it may just not be worth it. We'll give it a try. Now we have to have our research going. First, research is so slow at first. Let's get this research lab up so that we can, it's going to take a while to research it, but it's going to take forever to research anything until we have more research points coming in. But we're going to be able to build, at least I can get to the build button. I have no idea how I could possibly move this thing. We're going to want to, even though we'll be able to grow our own food on that other planet, I want a freighter fleet. I want a construction ship handy for whenever I run into a situation. And we're going to leave it at that for right now. We can move some of these around because, well, if you look here, we have +4 fruit. We're growing 4 more food than we need on this planet right now. I guess we're growing, farmer output is 8. We're getting 2 per unit here on the farming. You need a little plant driving a tractor. How ironic is that? This is your actual manufacturing, and this is your research down here. You can move your population around to wherever you need them for whenever you need them. This is a big part of what you're going to be doing to manage everything. But now we have, let's put it this way, and you can move more than one at a time. We were growing this extra food. Growing extra food will get you money, by the way. When you grow extra food, you sell it, you get extra money. Right now it's saying it's going to take 9 turns for us to build a freighter. If we pull this down here, that drops it to 5. So let's go ahead and in that turn. Okay, confirm we did want to get there. Now, we're growing food here. We're not doing anything else because we don't even have a freighter, so I can't pull anyone down here to manufacturing yet to try to really build much of anything. But whenever we do get to building anything, I'm going to want to build a starbase because I don't have a whole lot of choices right now. Let's see. We don't have any contact with any other species right now, by the way. When we do, you won't miss it. Trust me, you'll get a major announcement. This is still... The land of seeds sound nice down there, but we can get to those at any time. This right here actually also expands us towards some other systems here that are closer. That... You know what I'm going to do? We'll just keep the construction ship. We'll keep thinking about the construction ship for right now. But we're going to go ahead and build another colony ship to see about going ahead and colonizing there. That's going to be some really nice production capability. It gets higher than that. I think it goes up to 9. Let's see, like there's 8 per worker, but only 1. See, this allows for 6 workers. You get 2 research per scientist. That's pretty good. So this is a good, healthy planet, but it doesn't. The only thing is, it doesn't produce its own food. But here we go. Let's hit the turn button again. And we're going to be hitting the turn button a lot. They really don't have a whole lot to be able to do here at this moment. Okay, the freighter has been built. Now, if I do this, well, let's see. You know what? See, this guy's producing 1.5 food per turn. These, because I photosynthesis, I only need half of a food per population unit per turn. So this guy 1 is making enough food for itself and 2 more. I think, and this is something we can do here, is this is our list, this is our empire. So the Polymer 1 is our new planet, Spore is our own. What we can do is actually, and we'll be using our freighter to do this, you're about to move 1 citizen from your colony on Spore, which that's not really, they're calling it a colony, that's the homeworld though, to your colony on Polymer 1. Freighters from your freighter pool will be dispatched to civilian transport fleet to complete this request. These citizens will be unavailable until they arrive safely. But we're not going very far. Most of the time you're going to go further than that. But we're going to go ahead and spread the population around just a bit. We do have... Okay, let's see. Oh, wait. I think I can go up to 10%. Controlling your tax rate, you end up getting a penalty. You take a hit to your approval on your colonies whenever you end up having your tax rate there. Now, I don't think that the tax rate has had any chance to kick in just yet since I just moved it and we haven't had a turn with it. But between I got the spirituality that gives me a bonus. Of course, this planet here has the psychic drug, psychoactive drugs, flora, whatever. So let's go ahead. So now I have on polymer 1, I actually have some work being done. But if you look, 149 turns is how long it would take to get that. But I'm working on it. How long have we got? We got 34 turns on this colony ship. Well, let's see. We have in 8 turns, we're going to have another population here. That's what it is. We're at now. This shows our population is 7 of a maximum of 12. This is our income is 3. That's our net income on this planet. And we got a 70% approval rating. Your approval rating is going to affect other things. It's going to, let's see, your approval rating, Texas, happy. See, there's +1. If they were unhappy, then you would be losing production capability for this. So, approval rating is very important. Whenever I didn't realize what it was exactly, I thought, oh well, I've got tons of people, working in the manufacturing and so on. It's like, why on earth am I not getting anywhere? And my approval rating was bad. Okay, we have production of 6 per worker here with a population of 3. So really up here, this is just flat out better. Well, we do have a gravity penalty, maintenance penalty. This is going to affect a few things, but I'll take the gravity penalty for right now. All right, click it on the turn a little bit here. Moving slowly through that. That's kind of one of the real downsides to going ahead and moving through a nebula, especially early on like this, is you don't have much going on anyway, and now your ship will barely move. Okay. Wait, by the way, now these neutrals are not going to attack us. Alright, but they are going to guard this. This is a small Crusher swarm. They are not that high a level, but I don't have anything in the world that's going to be able to fight them. These are biological beings that they look like big old shrimp or something another in space. There are larger groups that have higher levels that are tougher to beat, but we don't really have any combat ships at all here. The Latinum, okay, we can get 10% more value in our diplomacy. Well, that would actually be pretty good whenever we have contact with other species. Our exploitation, when dealing with other empires, you gain 10% tolerance. This would be really great whenever we run into anyone else, to be able to have some kind of warships or whatever and be able to wipe this out and just go ahead and jump on this little asteroid belt. It might prove to be very helpful. All right. Oh, okay. Here's the thing for you. Wormholes. These are very much, kind of go back here. This, of all things, this is the ultimate as far as reasons to build a construction ship. These are reason number 1. The reason being is that this is a way to travel around the galaxy. I don't know where it's going to go, but I want to get that construction ship ready to go as soon as possible to get up here and secure this. Basically, think Deep Space Nine, and then there's a stable wormhole there, and then you want your and the space stations are going to look a lot like Deep Space Nine, by the way. All right, here's Suji, uplifted researcher, research leader. This one's pretty good, but Project Leader +1, particularly working with them, her spare time gains 1 research per turn to all special projects. So when we're doing special project, Elephant Uplift, there's a thing, again, everything up here is, got my little clock right in the way. But this is a special project basically to work on where you augment elephants and go ahead and make them into regular citizens and so on. Now it's going to cost 100 billion credits right now. We have 178. We're making 7 per turn, and it's going to cost 2 billion credits per turn thereafter. So you have to have this maintenance on some of them. 2 is it's not the highest by any means. It's not the cheapest. I'm going to hire this one just because of the research. We really want the research, and jumping on research right now it's going to be worth it for us. And again, because of my spirituality, we got the +10 bonus. Yeah, this allows me to tax. But whenever you have no leader assigned, I'm going to assign him now. Once you assign him as a leader, this elephant is now giving that bonus to everything in this sector. So I have 2 planets here. This one doesn't have any research going on anyway, but we're getting a 30% bonus to our research. Now, all right, we're able to see this planet here anyway. Large tundra. What's the population anyway? 5. Yeah. But let's see where this wormhole goes, huh? Ooh, it's a long one. Way over to here, and another wormhole's right there. Being able to control the wormholes is incredibly important in this game. But I'll tell you what, that's our first episode. Gonna go ahead and keep it under 30 minutes. I think I'm going to try to make it a point to keep that number down there. I think whenever people are looking at it, they want to see a number that doesn't look too terribly long. But we're going to come back to this, obviously, for episode 2. And I will, please do, by the way, especially this is the first episode. So if you will like it, that would be really important. Subscribe if you will, and leave any comments you will. Ask questions, whatever. If you haven't played this game and you want to ask anything about it, go for it. But I will see you in episode 2. Goodbye now.